gamers, and welcome back to another Elden Ring guide. In this guide, I'm going to explain how to progress and complete the quest for Ranni the Witch. This quest is important if you want to gain access to an area in the game later on called the Moonlight Altar, which you need if you want to get different spells and summons, especially if you're going for achievements. So I'll explain the steps on how to progress the Ranni the Witch quest and how to get access to those areas. If you find this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe, and let's get started. At the very beginning of the game, you can leave the tutorial area and run straight to gate front to get access to Torrent. Once you have access to Torrent, you can proceed around the outside of Stormvale Castle to get access to the Leonia Lake shore. Once you're here, you can follow the cliff face along this path to get to the northern Leonia Lake shore side of Greece and progress from there to Caria Manor. Once you're inside Caria Manor, progress through it following this path, and you'll find your way to the Loretta Phantom boss fight. Once you have defeated Loretta, you can follow this path to get to Ranni's Rise. At the top, you'll find Ranni and she'll ask you to enter into her service. You'll need to say yes, and then you'll need to go and defeat Radahn. It is apparently possible that Ranni won't actually be here when you get to the top of the tower. The condition for this is that you have progressed to the point where the festival for Radahn has started, and you have challenged Radahn but not beaten him yet. And then when you come here, Ranni won't be here. You'll need to go and defeat Radahn and then come back for her to be here, if that's the case. Once you've defeated Radahn, go to this location on the map, Fort Height. From here, you'll be able to see the giant crater that was opened by the star that Radahn was holding back. Follow this long path from Fort Height down into the crater, through the city of Nokron, all the way down to the bottom, where you'll find a chest that you can open containing the Fingerslayer Blade. You need to return this item to Ranni. On your way through Nokron, the Eternal City, you'll eventually come across the Mimic boss fight. The easiest way to beat the Mimic is to just unequip all of your items, weapons, and armor, walk into the boss fight, have the Mimic copy you. It will copy that you have no items and just be a useless NPC. You can re-equip your gear in the boss fight and then kill the Mimic. You will not be able to get into this location and open the chest if you haven't already spoken to Ranni at this point. Instead, the door will be closed and it will tell you that you are not destined to be here. Return the Fingerslayer Blade to Ranni, where you originally met her in the tower. Exhaust her dialogue until she gives you the carrion inverted statue. And at this point, she'll go to sleep and you won't be able to talk to her here anymore. At this point, you'll now have access to Renna's Rise, another tower just nearby to Ranni's Rise. Head into this tower and up to the top, where you'll find a teleporter that will take you to the Astel River main area. Immediately upon entering this area, you'll see an open casket with a miniature Ranni the Witch doll inside. If you pick up the doll and then rest at the site of grace nearby, you'll see a new option to speak to the mini Ranni. Speaking to the doll 3 times, Ranni will finally respond to you and ask you to defeat the assassin that's lurking around this area. You'll need to do this in order to get the palace key, which we'll use later on to access the Darkmoon Ring that you need to complete this quest. Progress through the Astel River main, where you'll eventually come into Noxtella, another city similar to Nokron. Progress through this city all the way to the end, where you will find the assassin that will invade you. It's a red phantom and it looks like blood. Once you defeat this phantom, you'll get the key. Make sure that you grab the side of grace just after this fight by taking the elevator in the back corner. The next step is to make it to the Raya Lucaria Academy. You'll need to go to this location to get the Academy Glintstone key. From here, you can go to the southern gate and activate the glyph, which will take you to the starting part of the Raya Lucaria Academy. Follow this path to make it to the midway point, where you'll have to fight a boss, the Radagon Wolf. Once you defeat the wolf, continue on towards the end of the academy, where you will find the Renala boss fight. You'll need to defeat Renala so that you can get access to the chest that contains the Darkmoon Ring. You can see the chest in the boss fight, I believe it's there, but you can't actually open it until you've defeated it. Once you defeat the second phase of Renala, you'll be back in the boss arena, but you won't be in combat and you'll be able to open the chest. Last thing you'll need to do is go back to the Lake of Rot just after we defeated the Red Phantom to get the Palace Key. Follow this path to get through that area, and you'll find yourself at the Astel Natural Born of the Void boss fight. It is likely that when crossing this lake you're going to suffer from Scarlet Rot. Your options are that you can cure the rot with a bolus if you have a bolus of that type, or you can just heal through it whilst you run through it. At the other side of this lake there is a corpse that has a bolus for healing Scarlet Rot on it, but The Side of Grace is very close to that corpse, so if you don't need to use it, you don't have to. You can just keep healing through it until you get to the Side of Grace. You'll need to defeat this boss, and then afterwards, you'll be able to access the Moonlight Altar area and finish Ranni's questline. You won't be able to progress past Astel if you haven't already picked up the Darkmoon Ring. Instead, there'll be a barrier to prevent you from going any further. Follow this path once you have access to the Moonlight Altar area. You can run past the dragon, you don't actually need to kill it, and you'll find Ranni at the bottom of his cabin. You'll need to save and quit after waking up Ranni and she leaves, and then when you load back in, the Darkmoon Greatsword will be waiting for you. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.